Alrighty, we are back. What's up? What's up? How you darn? How you darn? How you darn?
How you doing? Take your mom on a date? That's actually impossible. So like,
Nah,
I feel like that's a cop out.
as if that's impossible, bro. You never heard of Why am I hearing? Oh, by the way, I'm hearing myself somehow. Do you have the audio up?
Yeah, my audio is muted.
Oh, my audio is up. My bad. No way that's impossible. I mean, Zoom dates are a thing right now. Absolutely, I could take someone's mom out on a date. Absolutely. But I more would, have to clear that with my wife. Anyway, what's up, Dynasty Corp? What's up, Rappin' Dog, Jasmine, Elwood, Ravers, Kyle, Kenny, what's up? Elwood, Kyle's here, Jasmine, Daniel. If you're watching, say hi, you darn, hi, you darn, hi, you darn.
Just a trade went down in the Echo League.
I saw that. I saw the trade that went down in the Echo League.
All videos out, by the way. Let me just look at it.
Love it. Speaking of leagues, if you don't know what we're talking about, we do host follower, dynasty, and redraft leagues. So if you would like to join a league with us, support the show at the same time, patreon.com/fantasylandfam. I just put the link in the chat. This is what it will look like. So check it out. If you want to play Dynasty, please feel free to drop any questions. Oh, I was saying this is what it will look like, but I'm literally not on the right screen. Anyway, this is what it will look like if you want to play. But we just did a rookie draft. You can see the results here. And while you are looking at those results, I'm actually going to make a startup draft for us while we are here.
Yeah.
Any reaches you felt that you want to point out from that last rookie draft that we just did?
No, I definitely would have taken Danny Gray. I thought he was off the board. I'm still happy with the guy that I took, Jeremy Ruckert.
Yeah.
I don't think Tyler Conklin is going. I don't think he's going to even make the team potentially. So we got to wait and see what that looks like.
And they signed a pretty big contract to those guys to cut them. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. But other than that, maybe Carson Strong. I can see Carson Strong. I see Kyron Williams. I think it's way too early. Maybe Isaiah Spiller. I probably would have taken him maybe where Kyron Williams went potentially, or even in the third round.
Yeah.
Other than that,
all right, I just sent you a link to join, Badaki.
Yeah, send me that.
All right, so we are doing a Dynasty startup draft. We will post a link over there in Discord. So if you would like to join us today, make sure you are in our Discord. Here's a link to join in the chat if you need it. It's also the first link in the description, so make sure to check that out. And we will go ahead and probably send out the link now, Badaki, I would say. Let's just send the link out. Actually, here, let me claim a spot first. There we go.
Yeah, make sure you join. I'm doing the 11th spot again. That's my most recent one. Okay. Once again, Dynasty. The link is in the description, pinned in the chat. Sorry. The link to join the Discord is pinned in the chat above or in the description below.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's also in the chat. Dynasty Dammit, Dynasty Mock Draft tabs. Here we go. Everyone.
And by the way, if anyone's watching on Twitch, I am gonna make sure I watch the chat every once in a while. Badaki, help me with that. Let's just make sure we're not completely avoiding the Twitch stream. All right, so, and just so everyone knows, we are actually going to be live streaming our follower leagues starting next week, the drafts. So, get the get. Just catching up with the chat. Everyone having some good convos. That's awesome. Hey guys, 30 people watching. If you don't mind, show us some love and drop a like. I don't know why that you like that thing is not working, but every time you drop a like, that just helps us. That helps the algorithm. That helps us find new people. That helps the channel grow. So it is the easiest way for you to support what we do here on our channel. So literally the easiest way. So thank you so much for doing that, guys. Shout out to Mixing It Up, TD, Drink My Cola, Captain Barney, Patrick Sertan. Hey, the real Patrick Sertan is in the chat. Love it. Bryn. And then we got a bunch of others. So let's go ahead and start this. This is not tight end premium. It is a 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 flexes, a tight end, and a super flex. We will go 15 rounds. So let's go ahead and start this. 60 seconds on the clock. I will make sure and turn the sound off so we don't have that annoying wow. Wow. You guys know the one.
No, I gotta do my freaking rankings too. That will be even more tedious.
Add the rookies to your regular rankings. Yeah. It takes a while to really get a feel of how it should go. There goes Mahomes. And so Mahomes and Herbert and Murray at the 1-4. I don't think anything's really surprising thus far. Deshaun Watson, he typically goes as the quarterback 4 to 7, depending on who believes on him. You know, sometimes we start seeing him drop pretty far. Joe Burrow to the 1-6 is pretty interesting, though. That doesn't typically happen, Badaki. He's normally typically drafted ahead of some of those other guys there.
He's usually a lot higher, so very, very interesting.
So you're on the clock here. And obviously we've seen Chase and Jefferson as well as JT off the board. So what's the thought process here?
Yeah, I'm still going to go a quarterback here. I'm taking Dak Prescott. I did this last time, and I still feel confident. I feel comfortable taking Dak Prescott here every single time. I have the 111 spot, I think, in 2 or 3 leagues. Yeah. So it's a bit shiized. It's a bit shiized, man.
All right, I tried this last time. I want to try it again and just see what the team looks like in a different one. So I'm going to go Trey Lance, and then I'm going to go Kyle Pitts. I just want to see how my team would look like if I was to do this, and what sort of players I could get if I was to make these moves. So I actually ended up really liking my team last time when I went this direction. I want to see with some new people in the mock draft, the board might fall a little bit differently. So typically if you're going to try strategy, maybe at least do it a couple times, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Let me just double check my quarterbacks, because I have this guy and then this guy. Should I go this guy? I actually might. I'm gonna switch it up. I was gonna go a wide receiver. Let me solidify my quarterbacks here. I'm gonna go Dak and Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I feel a lot more comfortable.
I don't hate that.
I have at the moment I have Justin Fields over Russell Wilson, but I know I have to move him down maybe 1 or 2 spots.
Yeah.
Because of what they did in the draft. I was hoping and expecting him to get another wide receiver, but I don't think he should be going in the 3rd round. That's my opinion. Yeah. I know you guys, he's been going in the 3rd lately. So, I mean, if I could start Russ and Dak, that's nasty.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Russ and Dak is a pretty nice start. Wow. All right, so we see Najee off the board as well as Swift. So in this one, Swift goes ahead of Javonte. I still have Javonte as my RB2, but I can understand people's concerns. Then we have Stafford at the 2-5 and Javonte Williams at the 2-6. You know, Badaki, yesterday you said that you would probably go Stafford over Wilson.
I did.
And I was on the other side, Wilson over Stafford. Have you changed your opinion?
I actually misspoke, because when I opened up my rankings, my Russell Wilson was already higher than Matthew Stafford, because I thought I had Stafford higher.
Yeah.
So that was just me not saying the right thing.
Yeah.
I think you can probably see it in my old rankings too. I think I have Russ over Stafford in the Patreon.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure. Sure.
Yeah, no, let's double check. I just want to double check that too.
All right, so CD goes at the 2-7. If I can get CD Lamb at 2-7, I'm feeling pretty good about it. And then Cooper Kupp off the board at the 2-8. You know, I'll keep saying that I feel like Cooper Kupp should only be drafted if you're going to do a win now strategy. And spending a mid-second on him, I just don't know if the value is going to be returned next year. You know, if we're doing startups next year, will Cooper Kupp be in the 2nd round? I don't know. I don't think he will. So it's just a conversation I like to bring up. That's why I say if he is a 1st round, if he is your pick in the 2nd round, you should definitely be doing a win now strategy. Not anti Cooper Kupp at all, but AJ Brown goes off the board at the 210. AJ Brown, that makes him the wide receiver 5. He is my wide receiver 6, so I'm definitely not against AJ Brown being here. Then CMC and Breece Hall. So Breece Hall at the 212, that makes him the RB 4, 5, 6. RB 6 off the board. I am actually all aboard Breece Hall over CMC in Dynasty. What about you, Badaki?
Me too. I have him over. Currently in my rankings, I have him number 5.
Okay.
Over CMC. CMC is my 6 at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. So I would take Breece over CMC, but I don't think it's all that close or all that far as far as value. I have both of them as tier 2 guys. And there goes Waddle at the 3-1.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. What is going to happen here? I gotta move some of my people down. I'm looking at my rankings. I'm like, shit, I gotta change. I gotta switch it up, cuz yeah, this guy's
Gotta switch it up.
This guy's going down for sure. How many wide receivers? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. The tables are turning.
T. Higgins at the 3-3. I really think that's a great value pick. T. Higgins, 23 years old. Just coming off a season where in points per game he finished top 12. Connected to Joe Burrow in an electric offense. 6'4" body, hasn't even reached his peak. I love that pick there in Dynasty. Then DK, you know who DK is. Eckler at the 3-5. Jalen Hurts at the 3-2. I think Hurts is. I think his job is a little bit more secure, but I still am not going to be taking him with the draft capital that it's necessary to take him with. I still am not going to be spending that on him. But I understand his job is a little bit more secure, sure. So for sure,
there's only one player I would take over Jalen Hurts right now, and he's still available. Other than that, I am perfectly fine.
There's quite a few quarterbacks I'm still taking over Hurts, personally, but so that's why I just know that in a real draft, I will never be on the board where I consider Hurts a value. Do you know what I mean? Like he will, for me, he will always go before where I think his value is. So I just won't have much of him. There goes Debo at the 3-6. I like seeing Debo not in the second round. I've been trying to advocate for that most of the offseason just because of the injury history. So at the 3-6, that feels like exactly where he should go, in my opinion.
There's Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. That was a guy I was talking about. I would probably take Justin Fields over Hurts. I'm a believer. I mean, before he was going, you know, mid to second round. And I'm surprised this guy fell to me. I was not expecting this guy to fall to me. And that's Stephon Diggs. Signed his 3-year contract extension with Josh Allen. There's no doubt about it. Getting him at the 3-11, that's nasty.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good value there.
Sure.
I'm not sure I really want to go quarterback here. I don't really want to go quarterback here, to be honest.
No, you actually do.
No, I don't.
You have to.
So I'm going to look at my rankings here. I don't have a wide receiver or a running back. And I think I might, I keep doing this. I keep taking Treylon Burks on this turn. But again, I do have to kind of reach a little bit. So I might do that here. There's not a running back I feel like there's enough value here for. There's no quarterback that I really feel like I have to lock up here. So I am going to go Treylon, and then I'm going to try and offset that risk with a veteran. Devontae Adams is gone. So I might be leaning Tyreek Hill here. Although Tyreek Hill just went off the board, didn't he?
Yeah, Tyreek Hill already went.
Then you know what? Let's just build on the youth.
Okay.
Let's build on the youth. I'm gonna do something controversial. Let me look at the running back rankings here. No, I can't do that. It's too early. I don't like Deontay Johnson. You know what? I'm gonna go quarterback then. There's just no one. Everyone else kind of feels like a reach, and then, you know, I feel like maybe I wouldn't like the quarterbacks that return to me. Who knows? It was really hard to justify a wide receiver or a running back there at the 4-1.
Well, the guy that I thought you were going to take that's still available, and that's Chris Godwin. I like Chris Godwin there.
I thought he was gone.
No, I took Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin. I think that's nasty for me.
I totally missed that. That's my bad. Yeah, I would have gone Godwin there. Oh, well.
Because he was like, well, I offset it with a rookie vet. And I was like, shit, it's Godwin.
I totally thought Godwin was already gone. Hey, Dax Centily, appreciate it, bro. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate ya. By the way, guys, we'll try and keep up with the chat. You know, if we don't catch up, there is super chat options, but we will try our best. Let's see. Steven says, trying to sell Mitch to the Pickett owner. What 23 draft pick do you think I could get for him? Well, to be honest, the only 23 draft pick that's really worth moving Mitch would be like a second round pick, and I don't think you're going to get that. If you send a 2023 third, like, is that really worth it? No, it's not worth it. So I would say a second round pick, Badaki. You're not going to get a first, obviously. I don't think you're going to get a second, but a third, it's not worth sending a third either. You would rather just keep Mitch.
Yeah, and if I mean, in your perspective, you're probably just trying to sell him high. If I'm the Pickett owner, I'm not trying to get Mitch at all. Like, why would I give up my second or third to get a guy that, if you believe in Pickett, is gonna be his backup, you know, or they're gonna start picking sooner rather than later. So I think honestly, whatever you can get for Mitch, in my opinion, second, third,
I wouldn't sell Mitch for a third. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. I mean, this is a guy who was a first round pick. And if he doesn't work out in Pittsburgh, maybe he tries somewhere else. I just don't think, like, what are you really going to get with a third round pick? I just don't think it's worth it personally. But Kyle says, we can all agree as NFC East fans, boo Eagles, right? Yes, I can agree with you. Sixth letter says, how y'all feel about Hawkinson for a 23 first and Gesicki? I already have Pitts. Yeah, I'd be comfortable with that if you already have Pitts. Yeah, getting a 23 first and Gesicki for sure. Steven says, I think if you start with two non-quarterbacks, plus there's a lot of quarterback talents in the first two rounds, Hurts offers a chance to get a quarterback one, either because he develops or because your team sucks and you get 1-1. Right, for sure. Kyle says, Urban tanked the value of T-Law so hard. Yeah, that's true. Dak, what's up? He says, new sub, what up, y'all? Dak CD, everyone just calls me Dak. I love it.
All love, man.
Welcome, Dak. You. Kyle says, as a fellow Cowboys fan, I love it. Hey, you have to know that we are Washington and Giant fans, so
we have
just know that.
Friend group. We have a friend group. I think we all have. We have all the teams in the NFC East besides the Cowboys, and we're glad about that.
Flocky says, I wouldn't even mind just a 23 first for Hawk. Yeah, I agree. Saxer says, Mitch has a 6 pass touchdown game. People forget. That's true. I mean, I said this to Badaki before our first live stream today. I said, I don't even know that Pickett is all that much better than Mitchell Trubisky. Like, truly. I don't think he's a better athlete. I don't think he's better out of the pocket. Maybe at extending plays, but as far as a runner, no. I don't think he has better arm strength or accuracy. So I see them very similarly.
I find Pickett a lot better. Yeah, I find Pickett. I mean, maybe I need to go back and watch it, but I mean, I haven't looked at how Mitch used to play, and maybe I need to go back and watch Mitch and then comparing to Pickett. But I like what Pickett is going to come in and do, in my personal opinion. I mean, who hasn't thrown a 6 touchdown? I mean, Mike White.
Who hasn't thrown a 6 touchdown game? A lot of people haven't. What kind of statement is that?
I'm saying, like, I mean,
what
anyone.
The heck?
It feels like anyone can do it. We saw
Mike White.
We saw Mike White throw 5 touchdowns. Who the
Dude,
hell
a
is Mike
6
White?
touchdown game. There's probably like 5 to 10 quarterbacks in the history of the game
Okay,
in the
let me
last
rephrase
100
that.
years who have done that.
Let me rephrase it then. Maybe not a 6 touchdown game, but anyone can have a good game, and that's what I said
Sure.
about. That's what I said
I
about
don't
Mike
know.
White. Like, and Mike White was what, QB1 or QB2 that week, and I was like, well, everyone tried to go for Mike White and waiver wires. I mean,
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
anyone
Again,
can have a
like,
good game.
sure, we
That's
can
what it
talk
boils
about
down.
6 touchdown games, but his career as a whole, I don't think as it currently stands, Pickett does all that much better than Mitchell Trubisky. I really don't. He'll probably get the favoritism because he was a first-round pick, and they want to see what they have, so he'll probably start. But I'm saying as a talent, I don't think he does all that much better than what Mitch does. But he will definitely get the starting opportunities over Mitch for sure.
Everyone's roasting them. My grandma can throw a 6
I love
touchdown
it.
game.
Dak
I
says,
swear to you.
OMG, I won't quit, though. Y'all are doing okay so far. I love it. Saxter says, agree 100% with that take. In hindsight, the Steelers reached. Yeah, especially with how the NFL viewed the class, unless everyone just had a high grade on Pickett. But it seemed like people were okay to let him fall. Dak says, I have the 1-7, 1-9, and 2-11 in a rookie startup. What would you do? Hey, Dak, actually on our page, I have my full rankings. I go pick by pick, round by round, and I show you what I would do with each pick. So I would suggest to check that out because that would be the best answer to your question. All right, so we see Dobbins, Mixon, Wilson, Etienne, Deontay, Saquon, Pittman, Derek Carr, Dalvin Cook, Zach Wilson, Gibson, Kamara, Walker off the board, as well as George Kittle and scary Terry McLaurin. My goodness, look at the start here from Real Deal Dynasty. This is an incredible start.
Yeah, it's nasty. Now that Fields is falling that far, I mean, that's crazy.
Incredible.
Or if Fields believe is here, if you don't know, if you didn't know.
We do love Justin Fields on this channel.
I'm hoping.
Maybe it's a good time to buy him with how low he keeps going in these startup drafts.
Maybe. Let's see. Kirk Cousins. Who's available there?
Wow, Kirk Cousins at the 5'9".
I mean,
It's kind of early, no?
I think so. I see two people would have taken over him right now. I think according to my rankings.
Yeah,
So
this is what happens, though. If you don't go quarterback early, you tend to reach out of panic. But this is why we mock draft. I think it's a little too early. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I have 2 quarterbacks that would have taken over him. There goes Travis Kelce. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm going to get my 3rd wide receiver guy I still believe in, even though they drafted a wide receiver, and that is still Elijah Moore. I'll take him here at the 5'11". And I know Zach is not going to take the other guy. So I'm chilling like a villain.
I don't know who the other guy is, but I am going to... I was actually thinking about going Kenny Pickett here. But
No, that's nice. I thought I would take Kenny Pickett over Kirk Cousins.
yeah,
That's what I would've
for
done.
sure. I'm considering Pickett here. Olave, I have ranked much higher than everyone else, so Olave is definitely someone that I'm going to consider here. Let me just check my rankings right quick. Is there there's no running back I feel like I can justify spending a price on here. Yeah, there's not a running back I can really look on. I know the running back you're talking about is probably Cam Akers, but I'm not a fan, so I would rather go somewhere else. So I'll go Olave here at the 5'12", but I'm building a pretty young team outside of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, maybe that's something
And then I think I'm going to go Jerry Jeudy as well.
Yeah, that's nice. That's something that maybe I need to consider because maybe I would take Olave over Elijah Moore. Because I haven't input my rookies in my rankings since I've been back.
Yeah, I
But
do have
yeah.
Olave. I have Olave quite significantly high compared to other people in the community. So
Okay. I need to see what that looks like. Yeah, the guy it is Cam Akers. I'm a still believer in Cam Akers. He had the 6'2", my running back 1. I am comfortable taking him right here, right now.
Joseph says, remember when you roasted me for taking Pickett in the 6th? I don't remember roasting anyone for taking Pickett in the 6th.
I usually don't roast people.
Is that before the draft? Maybe that's before the draft. I don't know. I don't remember that. So you went Cam Akers, and then Derrick Henry goes off the board. Yeah, I understand the Cam Akers hype. I don't want to invest into him. Don't want to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that makes him the 16th running back off the board, which is where I kind of value him, but just don't want to take the risk. Pre-draft, yeah, of course. Pre-draft, we don't have any draft capital. There's no way without knowing his draft capital, I would have taken him in the 6th. You have to think about it, Drusiv, though. Like, this is the perfect landing spot for a quarterback to land in. Think about the amount of weapons. Think about the history of the quarterbacks there in Pittsburgh. How many good quarterbacks have funneled through them. I mean, the winning history of the Steelers. You got also Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth. In the backfield, you got Najee. Yeah, this, knowing his landing spot definitely raises his draft capital. Jacobs at the 6.5 feels like pretty good value there. Then Devonta Smith Jacob goes at the 6.6. Dak says, why? Cam on such a good team, so many ops. He looked good coming off the injury. Did he? Did he look good, averaging like under 2 yards per carry in the playoffs? I know it's impressive that he came off the injury, but no, I don't think it's fair to say that he looked good. But I made a video about that already. It's on our page. It's called Cam Akers Buy or Sell. Historically, we have never seen a running back produce elite numbers after having an Achilles tear. So I just don't want to bet on that. I don't want to bet on someone having to change the course of history. He can be the first, but he's going to have to change the history of that position with that injury. So
I think, yeah, and on the other side, I guess, yeah, once again, you can watch the video. But I'm still believing in Cam Akers. Yeah, history is not on his side, but I mean, the guy to come back to play, yeah, maybe he was only averaging two carries per 2 yards per carry, but I mean, let's remember he was in the playoffs playing against all these good top teams, and yeah, I just still believe in Cam Akers at the 6.2. I think that's fantastic value in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it would matter where he is. I just don't want to. It's just one of those names I'm avoiding. I just don't care. Don't want him on my team.
Oh, come on, dude.
Elijah Mitchell at the 6'10". I don't know. I'm not saying that's a reach, but I think there are other talents on the board I still feel better about. I also am kind of annoyed that I went Aaron Rodgers, knowing that Kenny Pickett and all these other quarterbacks would have been available at the turn. But what can you do?
All right. Hollywood Brown. Well, TJ Hawkinson, James Hollywood Brown. Yeah, interesting. Sky Moore there. Yeah, that feels nice. I think I would take Sky over Hollywood.
I think Hollywood steps into a better role instantly. More opportunities instantly. He's only 24 years old. How old is Sky Moore? Sky Moore is 21. So yeah, significantly younger, but it's not as if Hollywood is old or even near his prime.
Hollywood's not older. I think yeah, we'll just gotta wait and see. I gotta put my rookies, but right now it just feels like I would take Sky Moore over Hollywood at least. I like his offense better. I like the quarterback better. Obviously, if you guys know me, I'm not a Kyler Murray is a cockroach, I call him.
Just for no reason. He hates Kyler Murray for no reason.
Let me ask you a question. Is there anyone on any NFL team that you just don't like?
Me?
Yeah.
That I don't like?
That you just don't like. Like I actually just don't like him. There's no reason for it. It can be an old player too.
I'm trying to think, like, is there really anyone that I just don't like?
Like I never used to like, which I never used to like. No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that person.
Okay.
I was gonna say I never used to like
Great
Tom
setup.
Brady, but I always respected him.
Oh, okay.
Like, I actually just don't respect him.
No, I mean, honestly, no. I don't really. There's no one that I hate. That's why I don't understand your undying hate of Kyler Murray.
I just think that I don't think at least for me in the Kyler Murray thing, I just don't. I feel like I don't need to have a reason. I just don't like him. I just don't like him. I don't like the way he plays when he runs. It just looks annoying to me. Like it just bothers me the way he plays.
Just the unnecessary hate for no reason.
Yeah, and some people like it. Like it's the same thing. Like, see, someone says, "Oh, he's just like Drew Brees," probably for no reason. You probably just never liked Drew Brees. He was probably so short. Like, what the hell? I don't know. Like,
I don't get the like unfounded hate, but I can respect it. Bateman at the 7-4 feels like really good value there. I mean, I'm taking Bateman probably over St. Brown, definitely over St. Brown. I'm probably taking Bateman maybe over Hollywood and Sky. I actually like Bateman better as a prospect than Sky. Obviously, you prefer the offense, but Bateman will get a lot of targets this year. Pickett at the 7-6. I mean, Team 6 here is having one hell of a draft. One hell of a draft.
Yeah, I was just going Team 6. Never mind. He's going young. I wanted Lenny there.
I don't hate Cam Akers. I like I said, I don't have like this weird hate where I can't describe it. I just have reasons why I'm avoiding him in Dynasty, but I don't I don't watch him play. Like Badaki watches Kyler Murray play. He's like, I fucking hate this guy. You know, I'm just like, what the heck? Like, where is like you need to see a counselor.
I think it's because Kyler Murray is the guy that this is why he's good, and I give him props for it. I never said I dislike him because of his talent. I just hate every time he's about to get tackled, which is smart. He slides like a little bitch, and it irks me. You know, it's like nails on a chalkboard. It's like it just bothers me because like I just want him to just get popped once. Every quarterback I feel like has just been popped once in their lifetime. Kyler Murray has it. I want him to feel it. I want this guy to like cry.
Where like in reality, like that's a really good skill set from him because he played baseball. He's the best
saying.
slider in the NFL.
I'm not saying and I'd give him props for that. It bothers me when I watch him.
I know, but the hate is so weird. It's just like, bro, like why does he live rent free in your head?
That's one guy. He definitely lives rent free. Okay, here we go. I am on the board here. Where should I go here? Where should I go?
I don't get the hate. AJ Dillon's off the board, isn't he yet? Okay, what are you doing here?
I think I might take a wide receiver here. I'm gonna take a rookie. See how I feel about this. I might take Christian Watson here at the 7-1. Maybe that's too early. 7-11. I actually just don't know. I just want to take him just to. I feel like it's a bad pick though.
All right, well, make your pick.
I'm making the pick. It's a bad pick though. I don't like it because I see one or two people. I would definitely take him.
So I'm gonna change the clock to 30 seconds here, so we're not here forever. So 30 seconds now on the clock. And you know, I do love going late RB strategy. And at the moment, you know, there's still, I know this sounds crazy, but there's still no running backs I really want to take a shot on here. Like genuinely. I just feel like it's a wasted pick for some of these guys, but
yeah, this last pick was definitely a wasted pick.
But I think I'm gonna try for Jahan Dotson here. So I'll go Jahan with my first pick, and then you know, just to get a running back on the squad, let me double check my rankings here. Technically, Aaron Jones is next in my rankings. But would I want Aaron Jones or Miles Sanders long term? I'll just take Aaron Jones since he's next in my rankings.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna take James here. I feel okay with James. Do I? The running backs. You see, this is just tough. Like
yeah.
Maybe I should take running backs like one round earlier. As much as I love Elijah, like I could have had Akers and Jacobs there.
Right. I get that.
But this is why we mock.
This is why we walk. While we walk.
Why we walk?
Walk. let me see you walk.
Yeah, I might have to do running back one round early at the 5-11 instead of. I'll try that tomorrow. Because then I can easily get another wide receiver at the 8-2. I mean, look at all the wide receivers that are available. Like I'll be
Oh, wait.
any of these guys.
I was like, wait, where's that sound coming from? Hey guys, thanks so much for the love. Thanks for the likes. 51 people liking or watching. If you have yet to drop a like, I would really appreciate that love for us. Let's see if we can hit 40 likes on the stream with everyone all together. Tell me about Bateman as a prospect, please. I need a refresher if you have time. Loved Bateman as a prospect. I mean, we made some content on him last year, but he kind of like Reggie Wayne was a lot of people's comps for him, and I can kind of see the Reggie Wayne comp doesn't really fit. Like you can never really imagine Reggie Wayne and Lamar Jackson together as like a combination, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Other people have comped him to like Michael Gallup, but I think he's just a really good overall wide receiver. Very good route runner, can create separation, good at the catch point. I think he's going to have a great year, and you can actually see some strides from him this year. From the beginning. From when he got opportunities.
Yeah.
But it took a while because of that injury. I just think we're all kind of underrating Rashad Bateman as we come in. Like Rashad Bateman as a prospect, if I look at this class, honestly, Rashad Bateman as a prospect. Like I don't think Rashad Bateman is a worse prospect than Garrett Wilson. I don't think he's a worse prospect than Olave. So that's why I feel like we're kind of underrating him.
Nah, I definitely believe so as well. And I mean, there's no one else to compete. It's just Mark Andrews and Bateman right now. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. So I love Bateman. I think he should go a lot higher than the 7-4, over Sky, over Hollywood, maybe depending on your team build, over Keenan.
Yeah.
Maybe I might even. I mean, I love Devonta Smith's talent, but maybe over him because of the quarterback play, if you really want to go that way.
Yeah, well, I already have Rashad over Devonta Smith personally.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I had him over. Let me double check my old rankings.
But yeah, if Bateman was in this class, I think he would have been maybe the second or third wide receiver drafted off the board for teams. So it's interesting. I mean, sometimes I just think the rookie craze gets too much, but I guess people do want to take a shot on like the upside, the opportunity, the unknowns. Jameis Winston at the 9.5. I'm a big advocate of Jameis Winston, but I do think that's potentially too early. You kind of want him to fall to you. But you've got your running backs. You feel like you got wide receivers, so I don't hate it. This is why we walk.
Someone said I look like Kyler Murray's older brother.
You kind of look like Kyler Murray's older brother. That's funny. Jasmine says people can hate Aaron Rodgers all they want. He's making millions throwing 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Yeah, I think Rodgers is he's hated too much for unnecessary reasons. Debo to the Ravens would be interesting. You're not wrong there.
Shit. I thought I got auto.
Dak, I hope that for Bateman in this year's class, like I said, Elijah Moore as a prospect, Chris Olave as a prospect. I don't think Bateman is a tier below them as prospects. But we all get a little hyped on the new toys, the new gold, the new shiny.
Like the Allen Robinson pick.
Daniel says I got Bateman at the 108 last year in one of my leagues. I think he's going to ball out this year. Yeah, and I think you probably didn't feel good about that pick this year, but this is the year I feel like you'll probably feel pretty good about it. 65 people watching. Help us get to at least 45 likes, guys. With your support, we can definitely get there. I was really hoping Damian was going to fall to me. Oh, but Tony's there. I'm more than happy to take Tony.
Tony's there.
I love me some Tony.
Snatch him up, brother.
I got 4 wide receivers as well, so I feel like I can go double RB here and take a little bit of a
1-2 punch, bop, 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 like that. That was 3. Bop, bop.
Yeah, actually, Nah, I don't really feel like I want to do that because there's a wide receiver on the board I still love, in Alec Pierce. So I'm just eating up all the values.
Yeah, just eat it up.
All right, that's weird. Jasmine says Lamar is going to support Bateman. I don't know about that. I mean, Lamar supported Hollywood. There's 145 targets that are now available in the offense. Who else is Lamar going to throw to outside of Andrews and Bateman? Are we worried about Bateman's target share? What?
What's
I don't
the
understand.
what's the depth chart there? Let me see.
I'm pretty
who else is
sure
on
it's
this
Devin
team.
Duvernay, and then Tylon Wallace. So
Devin
I didn't
Duvernay,
know that
James
was even a conversation that we were worried about Bateman's target share. Kyle says, as a Cowboys fan, the Rodgers hate is super necessary. John says, Packer fans suffer from Stockholm syndrome every season. Dak says, own Tony everywhere. I agree, brother. I'm a big Tony fan.
Pro tip: tell us from your Cowboy expertise. Is Tony gonna be the guy?
Yeah. Yeah, but Hollywood's season wasn't the greatest thing. He had 91 catches. He had like 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. Okay. What are we trying to say here, though? Are we forgetting the context there? Do we want to go context though? What about weeks 1 to 7 when both Hollywood and Lamar were healthy? What was Hollywood looking like then? He was a wide receiver 5. Then Hollywood and Lamar both had injuries. They weren't playing together. So I don't know. I mean, if we look into the context of it, I think Hollywood had one hell of a season. So there goes Tony, Tolbert, Brandon Cooks, Dalton Schultz, Singletary, and Malik Willis. Lamar has developed as a passer, so I don't really think the question is fair, Jasmine. Like, who is the best wide receiver Lamar has ever supported? Well, Mark Andrews. Like, if we're talking about the best receiver he's ever supported, Mark Andrews. He's definitely created fantasy relevancy through the air. But if you're looking at as a whole, I don't think it's very fair to say that because he's improved as a passer. I mean, if we're going to use that, then we're also going to say that Jalen Hurts is going to absolutely destroy A.J. Brown's value. So, and again, 146 targets are being vacated from Hollywood. I don't know. I don't see a reason to worry about Bateman's target share, but I can respect the take. Just don't agree with it.
He just doesn't agree.
Don't agree.
Hey, can we just say he just doesn't agree? What an opportunity just to be here today.
Honestly.
Huh? Not me. Nah, I wouldn't have. You told me a year ago that
Joshua
this
says
channel will be bigger. No way.
Joshua says no, Pollard isn't the guy. Zeke is still a top 10 running back. I mean, he was, but he looked awful. Again, if you're telling me I can get Zeke at the 8-12 or Pollard at the 9-12, I'll take Pollard all day. Elijah says if Lamar didn't get hurt, Hollywood was on pace to be a low-end wide receiver 1. Drake Mykola says in the 6 games where Hollywood and Bateman and Lamar all played, Hollywood scored 13 points per game. Dak says Zeke's super smart, so we won't take him off the field completely. I'd hope they save him for later in the season. Ride the kid. He looks amazing. Pollard is much older. I believe he's only 24, bro. I'm pretty sure Pollard is only 24. Yeah, so he's...
Oh, Joshua,
he's 25, so...
We definitely don't disagree that, like, Zeke definitely had the numbers. He did finish top 10. But
yeah,
like,
we're not saying that he didn't finish top 10.
When you look at him
Yeah.
and you look how he was producing compared to all these other years, it felt like
the hill is already... we've reached the peak.
Yeah, it's the peak. It's
Yeah.
the peak of it. And it's just like, well, it's time to move on. At least in a fantasy perspective. Maybe not for the Cowboys, but in a fantasy perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, Jasmine, I'm not going to see eye to eye with you, but again, like, I respect your take. I've already said as much as I can on the Bateman take. But yeah, the last thing I'll say is there's actually literally no worries in my mind that Bateman's going to get enough target volume to justify a 7.4 pick. That's all I could say, to be honest. Kyle says Pollard isn't young, but very light workload in college. Yeah, I think we're going to see that split become a little bit even more even this season. From between Zeke and Pollard, I think you're going to see a very, very even split in their touches. Calvin Ridley at the 11-6. I like that. Jasmine says, I get it. Not trying to change your mind. For sure. I just don't know what else to say. Like, I'm not worried about his target share. Are you worried about his target share, Badaki? Am I missing something?
No, I'm not worried about it. I think I'm not worried at all. I think he'll be I guess outside of, he'll be the #1 receiver.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews would definitely be leading in targets.
For sure.
But he would be the #1 receiver.
Mark Andrews, without a doubt, will be the most valuable player in fantasy outside of Lamar on the team. But, I mean, I would understand the conversation if we see Bateman in like the 4th round, right? I mean, if Bateman's like a 4th round pick, then yeah, let's talk about that. But at the 7-4, I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Damn it. Oh, Rashad White's there. I'm fine. I'm chilling, bro.
Get Rashad, baby.
I'm going to grab Rashad.
I told you they were going to draft a running back. I said it. Nah, jokes.
Who didn't say that?
No, I know.
That's like a hot take.
Hot take, guys.
I feel like Gallup at the 12-1 is pretty good value at this point.
Have him on my queue. GG's.
Yes,
Okay.
Dobbins is back. Yes, Dobbins is back. But Lamar was a very efficient passer.
Baba like I'm down.
Drink My Cola has a nice team. Yeah, let's have a look. It is a pretty good squad. Good running backs, good wide receivers. Let's see what he does at tight end. I agree, Matt Tom. I do love Tyler Beatty. Dak says, yep, there we go. I think I am going after Ridley this year. I have multiple picks in the 10th and 11th. Is that where I should expect Ridley to go? Yeah, I would expect him to be like a 10th, 11th round pick. 11. This feels like he probably slid, but I think he's definitely going to be worth more than the 11-6 next year. So I think it's a good pick. Elijah says, you don't think the Ravens offense will be more effective next year? I do think it will be. I don't know if you're asking Jasmine or me, but I think it's going to be a much better all-around offense. And you also have to keep in mind that the defense was terrible. This was like the most injured defense in the NFL. So they're going to be a much better defense. The offense will be on the field a lot more.
Yeah, the only reason they missed the playoffs because Lamar was hurt too. They were going. They were winning games, then Lamar gets hurt and he was out. I won't be surprised if they sign a veteran as well. I think a guy they were talks with last year before re-signing, if I'm not mistaken, was T.Y. Hilton. He's a free agent now. Why not bring in a guy like that, which I don't believe is going to hurt Rashad Bateman immediately or at all. If anything, it helps him because now people are focusing on T.Y. potentially, not putting all their focus on him, but you know, I want to look at the wide receivers.
I think Rashad Penny at the 12-8. I think like he's turned to a value to a player. I just feel like I can't draft anymore. I just feel like I can't draft him because I just don't think he's going to get a shot to really prove himself and get a big contract. You know what I mean? Shout out to the 63 people watching the stream. Hey, you could help us out. Let's see if we can reach 50 likes together. If you have yet to drop a like, would appreciate that. Help support the channel. Hunter says, I feel like Sky Moore is getting very overrated by his landing spot. I see him going top 5 in rookie drafts. I would say Bateman or Sky Moore for me is like the 8th overall pick I would take in a rookie draft. I really liked Sky Moore as a prospect. I like the landing spot. But yeah, I'm not taking him over some of the other wide receivers. I feel like he's a tier 2 wide receiver in the class. Trade 23 first for Drake London. I think I would prefer the 23 first, but I don't know where Badaki stands.
Nah, I agree. I would rather have the 23 first as well.
Okay.
Over Drake London.
Yeah. Elijah Smith says he also hasn't had any weapons other than Mark Andrews all those years. That's very true outside of Hollywood. Paul says, how much is the 112 in a Dynasty startup? Like, how much is it worth? That's kind of like it's kind of a hard question to answer there because there's so many different scenarios. Are you trading players? Are you trading picks? I mean, even then, there's just so many different scenarios that you could go about. So I don't know how to answer that question directly. Dak says, well, I was shocked when the Eagles got AJ Brown. Congrats. I immediately thought, can Diggs tackle him? Guess we're going to find out. Yeah, true. Rappin' Dog says, I'm easily going London over 23 first. We don't really like him that much as a prospect long term. I think we think he's going to get a lot of targets, but I think there's probably 4 wide receivers I prefer in the 23 class over Drake London, personally. So there's no way I'm giving up a 23 first just because of the hype right now that we're seeing. This is such a hype season. I think we got to be careful of not getting caught up in the hype too much.
Don't get caught up in the hype, baby. All right. One step at a time, one day at a time. You already know what it is, but I'm not a rapper.
Oh, come on, dude.
Come on,
I'm
man.
going to go Davis Price here. And
Careful. Be careful. Be careful.
and I'm going to take a shot on Romeo Daubs here as well.
Oh, I had him next there. I had him next there. I had him right there, baby. It's all right. I'll take
I don't know what else to say, Jasmine. I've said everything I can on Bateman.
Here we go. I'll take Nico.
Kyle says depends on who from it. If it's a top team, London might not be worth the 23 first.
London.
JW says I traded the 112 and Melvin Gordon for Derrick Henry. The 112 and Melvin Gordon for Derrick Henry. I'm not a huge fan of adding Derrick Henry unless you're a win now team. So if you're a win now team, I'm okay, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of doing that unless I'm a win now team.
It's funny. I take
Josh says I think Mariota is going to be a surprise hit this season. In redraft leagues, he really intrigues me for sure. What'd you say, Badaki? Sorry.
No, I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah. Super fire hot.
Super hot fire.
McBride's a good pick there. I probably, yeah, you know, in hindsight, I should have gone McBride.
Talk to me, Saxter. Send me a trade. Let's see.
Is Saxter here in the chat?
What am I sending though? Saxter is here in the chat. Hold on, let's counter. I think he is. I don't know. Most hated player with Dak, Kyler Murray. Zach Cam Makers, Jasmine Rashad Bateman. That's funny, huh? That's just Vance, isn't it?
That is Vance. That is pretty funny. Yeah, I think it was an interesting trade. I would say my instant reaction is that I thought the 103 would cost more than that. That's my instant reaction.
What league is this in?
But I don't hate it for either team if there's a strategy that, you know, the other team is really going after. But 103, I mean, that's Justin Herbert. I just feel like Justin Herbert would have cost more than that. 15 rounds, guys. This is the last round here.
Gangsta Grills.
I don't think you're an idiot, Saxter. I don't think either side's an idiot. I just thought, you know, Justin Herbert would cost more. Kyle says, I bounce the ball, I shoot, I miss it. Psych, I swished it. What's that from? John says, I got Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
John says, got the 107 and a 23 first for Derrick Henry. Traded the 107 and 108 for Dak and the 303. That's pretty well done. The Badaki trade. What was the Badaki trade? Did you guys do a trade, Badaki?
No, he just sent me a trade offer.
Oh, okay.
He wants me to send the 212 and my 7-1, and I receive the 402 and a 2023 first.
Super hot, fire hot. All right, guys, 70 people watching. We're doing a Dynasty Startup draft. Thanks for hanging out. If the old magic algorithm brought you here, then you're probably in the right spot if you like Dynasty football. We are a Dynasty football channel. We also have a redraft channel. So appreciate you guys for hanging out. Our goal is to get at least 55 likes. at least. Help us get there. Appreciate the love. As you drop a like, it helps support the old algorithm, the magic conch shell, if you will. And we will do draft grades after this. We did a rookie draft earlier. If you want to watch that later on, it's definitely worth looking at.
3 is a magic number. Dak, appreciate you. Great job, guys. I've been tuning in and playing since '97 when they use US Today newspaper to keep score. That's crazy. This is year 2 of Dynasty, and I appreciate the info all of, man. I appreciate you coming through and supporting.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, man.
John says, what should or could I get for Matt Ryan? I have Tua, Dak, Fields, and Dak. I think now is probably the wrong time to move Matt Ryan. I think if I had him, I would probably be holding him in hopes that he would really break out in Indy.
Season, yeah.
And then maybe his trade value is worth more mid-season. Josh says Zach's trade offer to me earlier was basically, hey, do you want to move back in 2 rounds for nothing? I don't understand, because I was actually trying to move back in round 2. So you're saying that it was a good trade offer? Anyway, you got to counter to something. That's a problem with doing startup draft picks, like trading draft picks. Is you got to counter.
Ingram. Yeah, I was gonna take Keontae Ingram.
Yeah, I saw Keontae go as well.
I was gonna take him because I have James Conner, but I was like, you know what? I'll wait because I thought he was gonna come to me, but I'll take Valus here.
Goes Valus off the board.
Valus JJ.
And I'll grab Jimmy G's for the lulz here. All right, that is 15 rounds.
There it is, baby.
All right, Badaki, do you want to start us off with our draft grades?
Yeah, really super short, super sweet, super simple. Mixing it up 06. Josh Allen, Derek Carr, Mac Jones, and Davis Mills and Sam Howell. I mean, 2, 4, 5 quarterbacks. That's a lot of quarterbacks. But we'll see how the rest of the team goes. And you got Breece Hall, Zeke, and Keontae Ingram. The running backs are a little bit short. I like the Breece Hall. I think Zeke at the 8-12. I think it's good value what was left on the board. Yeah, I guess I see Damian Harris there. I see Tony Pollard, but I guess Zeke is okay at the 8-12. And then your wide receivers, Jalen Waddle, Michael Pittman, Sky Moore, George Pickens, Gabriel Davis, and Shakira. I like your wide receiver room. I like Sky Moore there at the 6-12. I said that before. I think I definitely would be taking Rashad Bateman over Sky Moore. But I like where you got him as well. George Pickens, I think it's fantastic value. And Gabriel Davis, I think that's good as well. Wide receiver 2 at the moment over there. And then your tight ends, Noah Fant, which I'm not necessarily in love with. I definitely would have taken somebody else. David Njoku was still on the board there. I definitely would have taken Njoku. Overall, this team's all right. I think one too many quarterbacks. I would have loved to see one of these quarterbacks be another running back. You know, you could have gotten maybe a Ramondre. You could have gotten a Damian Pierce potentially over Davis Mills. Because, I mean, you locked in on quarterbacks with Josh Allen, Derek Carr, Mac Jones. So I'll give this a B-, B flat, B-.
All right, so we got team 2, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Carson Wentz. Pretty good quarterback room there. Running backs, we got CMC, Saquon, and Dalvin. So I'm curious to see how the wide receiver room panned out. We got Hollywood, St. Brown, Michael Thomas, Kirk, and Thielen, and Myers. So obviously it's a weaker wide receiver room. Hollywood Brown is better served as a wide receiver 2 or 3 on your dynasty team. I would say the same for St. Brown. So there's good depth here. There's enough to put a starting roster together, but it's not the strongest wide receiver crew. Goddard, pretty good pick there at the 8-11. So overall, I like the quarterbacks. Running backs are good, but there's not a lot of youth here either. You know, these running backs are a part of a generation. We'll see. We'll see how long they last. Huh?
He put in the chat, said think win now. So I'm gonna think.
Okay.
I think he's seeing this as a win now team potentially.
Okay. I don't hate it. You know, Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen will help your starting lineup for win now. It's a good team. I'm just worried about the youth long term. But if it's win now, I'd say B+. It's a pretty good team.
All right, drink
Barkley. Also, just quickly, someone said Barkley's young. He's really not. He's really not young. He's 25 already.
He's young, man.
We'll see what kind of contract he's about to get. I wouldn't call Barkley young. I would say he's very much He's very much a
Basically 20 years
veteran at
old.
this point.
He's a
For
good
a running
youthful
back.
guy. A lot of some good miles on the engine there.
Okay, grade the
Anyway.
team.
Drink my cola. Justin Herbert, Zach Wilson, Jared Goff. Good quarterback room, in my opinion. Your wide receivers: AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith, with Chase Claypool and Laviska Shenault. I think I would take Jalen Waddle still over AJ Brown. I think that is. But AJ Brown now, that's tough. What are you taking? AJ Brown or Waddle nowadays?
I
think
have
I'm
Waddle
taking
higher in
Waddle.
my rankings.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Waddle now with the move from AJ Brown. But I still like this room. It's fantastic. I like it. I like Deontay. I like T. And then your running backs: Mitchell, Dillon, Sanders, Stevenson, and Khalil Herbert. I like the running back room as well with Mike Gesicki. I think this team is just. There's good pieces, good foundational pieces, but there's something that's like, damn, like I'm in love with it. I definitely would have taken Waddle over AJ Brown. I like the Zach Wilson pick. I'm gonna give this a B. I'm saying I don't like it, but I'm giving it a B plus.
Okay. All right. B plus. I think it's a pretty good team.
Yeah, it's a good team. I don't know what I'm not liking about it. Like, I don't know why I'm not like, yeah, this is an A for me.
I think it's an A minus personally, but
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm not liking.
okay. All right, Captain Barney. We got Kyler Murray,
Cola.
Sorry.
No, I said sorry, Cola.
We got Matt Ryan and Kyler Murray. I think it's a good quarterback room. Ideally, you'd have a better quarterback too for your future. Running backs, we got Etienne, Gibson, Clyde, and Kareem Hunt, along with Zamir White. So it's a pretty damn good running back room. A lot of depth there as well. Wide receivers, we got Metcalf, Keenan, Bateman, Hopkins, Rondell, and Bobby Trees. And then we got Andrews and Ertz as our tight end. So I'm a little bit worried about the quarterback too here long term. Obviously, you're elite at tight end. Wide receivers, there's definitely enough there. It's kind of a mix of like vets and young talent. Running back room I like. This is a quarterback room is really throwing me off though. Like the depth and security there. Yeah, this is a B plus team still for me. B plus.
Okay. Patrick Surtain, the real Patrick Surtain, Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston, and Daniel Jones, best quarterback in the league currently, no doubt about it. And then you got Cooper Kupp, Garrett Wilson, Brandon Ayuk with Hunter Renfrow. I think the wide receiver room is good. I feel it falls a little bit short. I definitely would be taking Claypool over Hunter Renfrow, Gabriel Davis over Hunter Renfrow. There's a lot of guys I would definitely take over Hunter Renfrow nowadays, based on that Devontae Adams trade. But I like the first three guys, especially if Debo is leaving and Brandon Ayuk maybe can step into a bigger and better role. Running backs: Austin Eckler, Alvin Kamara, Monty, Penny, Madison, Gordon. I like your first three guys. I like Eckler, Kamara, and Monty. And then obviously, I think Penny, just no value there anymore. I don't want him at all. I'm taking a shot on maybe a rookie, a Spiller, or Ronald Jones. I'll definitely take a chance on. Keontae Ingram, I think I would take a chance on over Rashad Penny at this very moment. Now Kenneth Walker's there. That's how I'm feeling right now. And then you got TJ Hawkinson and Irv Smith. This is a good team. I'm gonna give it a B flat.
Okay. JW said in the chat, he said, I just wanted to quickly address it because I thought it was funny. He said, so Pollard is young at 25, but Barkley is old at 25. Makes sense. No, I think the conversation is more based off of where they're going, man. Saquon Barkley at the 4'11", Tony Pollard at the 9'12". And yeah, Tony Pollard is older than I thought. He's 25 years old. But one is going at the 4'11", one is going at the 9'12". And by the way, if we're looking at even points per game last year, Tony Pollard scored more points per game than Saquon Barkley. So if we're drafting Saquon Barkley that high, then I think, the age definitely matters. But Tony Pollard that low with the age, I'm just saying one worries me more than the other. So, all right. B7, we got Joe Burrow, Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis. It's an interesting quarterback room. Not a lot of security there with the quarterback too, but there's definitely upside. Wide receivers, we got CeeDee Lamb, Deebo Samuel, Jamison Williams, Calvin Ridley, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Justin Ross. So it's a pretty good wide receiver room there. The wide receiver 3 is questionable, but when you get Ridley back, you'll be fine. Running backs are Mixon, Kenneth Walker, James Cook, Patterson, and Haskins. Tight end is Pat Freiermuth. I really like the team. I really do. I think there's a great combination of youth and young proven talent as well. There's not a lot of old people on this team, really. There's obviously question marks around Pickett and Willis. There's question marks around Jamison and Ridley and Wan'Dale. So there's definitely some question marks there. But I'm going to give this a B+, A-. This is my favorite team I've seen so far.
Okay. Ben. Meep. Lamar Jackson, T. Law, Ryan Tannehill, Baker Mayfield, another 4-quarterback team. Then you got Javonte Williams, bobbing like I'm Dobbins, Singletary, James Robinson. I think it falls a little bit short. Yeah. Actually, it doesn't fall short. I think it's good. Then you have your wide receivers is Devonta Smith, Mike Evans, Darnell Mooney, John Mechie III, and OBJ. I said this before. I think I'm taking Rashad Bateman over Devonta Smith. I really like him right now, but I still like Devonta Smith and what he can do. I think AJ Brown potentially opens up more opportunity for him now. Mike Evans, I think it's a little bit mixed because I feel like he went really young, and then you got to Mike Evans, and that was the next guy there. I think you could have gone somewhere else. So once again, Rashad, you could have got Devonta Smith and potentially, Amari Cooper, Chris Watson, Christian Watson. I guess it really depends on where you're going, but I just want to continue with the trend of going with the younger people, because Mike Evans kind of just stands out a little bit there for me. But overall, and then you have George Kittle and Cole Kmet, which I really like as well as a tight end, especially Cole there in Chicago. I think you see a lot of work there. I give this a B flat as well. And Zach's not there. The Real Deal Dynasty, I'll just go ahead and grade yours here. Matthew Stafford, Justin Fields, and Desmond Ridder. Great value there. I'm getting Justin Fields at the 3-8, and then getting Matthew Stafford and then Justin Fields in the second and then third round. That is money right there, no doubt about it. And then you have Jamar Chase, Drake London, Scary Terry, Cortland Sutton, and Russell Gage. I think it's absolutely fantastic. What a beautiful wide receiver room, in my opinion. I love Cortland Sutton. I think he's going to be a tremendous value. I think, it's going to be great. Then you got Josh Jacobs, Lenny, Damian Harris, Tyler Algier, however you want to say it. And then Ronald Jones. I like your running back room as well. Oh, I just clicked out of it. I like your running back room as well. I love Josh Jacobs and Lenny. Lenny, I was going to get a 3-year contract extension there with TB12. I think is fantastic. And then Dalton Schultz and Hunter Henry, great tight end room. I think for me, this is an A team, A- for me, in my personal opinion. The real deal dynasty. I really like the value that you got for some of these people. Lenny there, Josh Jacobs once again, and then you once again getting Matthew Stafford at the 2-5, and then Justin Fields at the 3-8, and still getting Jamar Chase. Nasty. I think this is a team for me, A-. All
sure. Right. Which team were we on? Runner Meep.
No, I did Runner Meep and the real
deal.
Deal.
Did you? My bad. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's your team 109.
All right, I'm gonna cancel this out here so you guys can see the. Oops. How do I? Okay, here we go. All right, so Real Dynasty, we got Jamar Chase, Drake London, Terry McLaurin.
I already did that.
Oh shit, my bad. D Jordan. You got Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, Allen Robinson, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Lockett, Tyler Boyd, and Allen Lazard. Running backs are Swift, Chubb, Edmonds. A lot of people are high on Edmonds, man. 12th round, take a shot. I just don't think he's going to be like the workhorse there. I don't think there is a workhorse there. But it's not a bad pick for the value. Tua and Kirk are your quarterbacks, and your tight end is Waller and McBride. It's interesting. Outside of Justin Jefferson and Swift, I just really don't like the team that much, to be honest. Quarterbacks I believe in Tua, but I really don't want him as my quarterback 1. I want him at least as my quarterback 2. Kirk Cousins at the 5'9" felt like a big reach there. And we don't have any third quarterback. Running backs, I like Swift and Chubb. So, to be fair, I'm being too harsh. I do like the running backs. Wide receiver room, I like it, but there really is only one young wide receiver here, and that's Jefferson. Everyone else is, well into their prime. Waller well into his prime. I'm trying to figure out if this is supposed to be a win now team. I think it is.
It looks like a win now team outside of, I feel like 3 people, which is Swift, Jamar, and Tua.
The quarterbacks are just really rough for a win now team. I would say this is a B- for me. B-. They're still good players. I'm being too harsh. Just nitpicking.
Yeah. There's all our opinions, guys. Remember that. Charms, my guy Charms with a Z. Let's do quarterbacks first. Tom Brady, Matt Corral, and then Marcus Mariota. You went late quarterback strategy here, which is not terrible. I like the Tom Brady one. And Marcus Mariota for the 1-year deal. Hey, you just never know what can happen there. And then Matt Corral in Carolina, who could potentially see a starting opportunity maybe towards the end of the season. So you got to hope and wait and see. I think maybe if you could have gotten a Davis Mills, a Jared Goff, one of these guys, I would have felt a lot more secure, because the expectation is that, Sam Darnold is probably going to start the first half of the season in Carolina, and then maybe Desmond Ridder is going to start the second half of the season in Atlanta, and then you really don't have a quarterback. That's the thought process, but I see where you were going there. And then Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, and then Brian Robinson there at Washington. I like this running back room. Solid, 2 youthful, young, strong guys, and then the king himself to lead the young pack. Why not? And then you got Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, David Bell, Jalen Tober, and Tyquan. Is it Tyquan or Ty Thornton?
Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah, Tyquan Thornton. I like this. One thing I always say this every single time. I love DJ Moore as a talent. I don't like the situation. I don't like his quarterback. Every single year was a quote unquote the breakout year. This past year was a breakout year, and then it just fell off.
I will say, them really not addressing the quarterback situation, I didn't really love that.
Yeah, and then them falling off. I think I would have taken a shot with one of these rookies, maybe a London, a Wilson, even Deontay. I like so much more than David Moore at this very moment. But I see why you took David Moore there. DJ Moore, excuse me. I don't know why I keep saying David. DJ Moore. And then you took Travis Kelce at the 5'10" with Greg Dulcich. I think it's a little bit too high. I never like to take a tight end so high. But, I mean, I guess with Travis Kelce, you can't go wrong with Patrick Mahomes. This is another example of maybe where you could have gone wide receiver, and then maybe instead of taking Brian Robinson, you could have taken, a Cole Kmet, a Mike Gesicki, a Noah Fant, any one of those guys. Instead of, I would have just punted the RB4 position potentially, and then gotten a tight end, and then gotten another wide receiver where Travis Kelce went, or where you took Travis Kelce. So overall, this team, I like where we're going. It's a different strat. I'm gonna give this a B+.
All right. So who would be the mock drafter of the night then?
For me, I gave it to Real Deal Dynasty.
Let me look at his team.
If I'm not mistaken. I just think he got good value for people as quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's a pretty good value at every
there.
single pick.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going? How do you feel about Fournette? I guess he was the best running back on the board there.
I like Lenny. Yeah, he was the best running back on the board, but he still got Josh Jacobs and Lenny.
For me, it's between Ben and Real Deal Dynasty.
Okay,
I think Dynasty has better overall quarterbacks, I think, and wide receivers probably, but the running backs are better here with Team 6.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
So tight end is probably better with Team 6. I would probably lean teammate here, but it's real close. So shout out to the Real Dynasty mock drafter of the night. Big congratulations. We're gonna have to issue a no Rashad Bateman debates going forward. Let's all make sure that we're respecting each other, okay? A lot of opinions being thrown out. A lot of different thought processes, and to be honest, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle here.
The truth is that we will never know until the season starts, and one
True.
of us is going to be right and one of us is going to be wrong, and you're going to come back and say, "I told you so. You're stupid." And and we won't say that because we won't disrespect you, but you probably will do that to us. But that's okay because that's what we're here for.
Hey, that happens sometimes. But look, no Rashad Bateman debates anymore. It's just too much. Jasmine says, I've changed my mind. Bateman is a god, and Lamar's going to throw 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns.
Talk it up, Jasmine. Talk it up. You see how easy that was? Nah, jokes.
You know what? Like, I just don't understand why. I guess my biggest issue is, like, we're talking about someone at the 7-4. You know what I mean? It's not like this is like a second, third, fourth, fifth round pick. There's someone at the 7-4. I just think the value is so good there. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm actually confused by why it's not a good value, but, you know,
either way, it's all love.
Yeah.
Appreciate you all. This is why we have a community. Good conversation. It's always wrong if we get 100 likes. Badeki has to draft Kyler Murray, Zach has to draft Akers, and Jasmine has to draft Bateman. I'm down to do that though. I'll take Kyler Murray and flip him.
That's because you know Kyler Murray is actually good.
Need a little cockroach. Yeah, I never said he's not good. I just don't.
I didn't say that you said he wasn't good.
I just don't want him. I just don't like him. I just don't like him.
All right.
Top 5
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
11. You all right? The Panthers will still kick around the idea.
Okay, so I just wanted to try something out just quickly on the whole Lamar Jackson take, okay? Just quickly. Last thing I'll say on this, okay? Lamar Jackson from weeks 1 to 10 was fully healthy. All right? Now, week 14, he only played 14% of the snaps. So let's take that out of the equation. All right? So in total, he was healthy for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. All right? Lamar Jackson was healthy for 11 games. What did he throw this year? 2,882 yards. So that means he's averaging 262 yards per game, essentially, if we use the right context here. So let's take 262. Let's just say that he does that every game. Which, by the way, 262 yards is not that hard to do. That's over 4,000 yards. That's easily over 4,000 yards. So you have to keep in mind that they're not going to throw the ball as much. Let's say that Lamar Jackson averages 220 yards per game as a passer. Okay? Let's just, you know what? Let's go 200 yards per game. That means he would average 3,400. So I think that's being very, very, very cautious as well if he was to play every single game. So let's say, did I say 262? Let's say he averages, I would say he probably averages 230 yards per game. That feels safe to me. So that's around 3,900 passing yards.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
That's the last thing I'll say. That's the last thing I'll say.
That's the last thing he has to say, and that's the last thing he's going to say.
So, I'll leave it there. A lot of opinions being thrown out.
All I got to say is that I'll let Rashad Bateman and Lamar do all the talking. What do I know? I'm just throwing out numbers, you know? I'm just a guy on the internet.
Daniel's comment was really funny, though. If we get 100 likes, Badaki has to draft Kyler, Zach has to draft Akers, and Jasmine has to draft Bateman. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Why is 3,900 passing yards unrealistic, Jasmine? Help me understand. Why is that unrealistic if he was to play the entire year?
It's actually just mental now.
I'm actually curious why that's unrealistic. I would like to hear that out.
We'll hear. Oh, Romeo Dubs.
Romeo Dobbs.
I'm just doing the graphics as you have the conversation.
Okay, easy.
Talk to me, Jasmine. Prove him wrong. Say his shit. Tell him that he's wrong right here, right now, in front of
Zach,
everyone.
lock in a $100 bet with me right now.
Uh-oh.
That's not the... You're not answering the question. Help me understand how that's unrealistic. I don't have $100 to throw around, but it's a genuine question. How is 230 yards per game unrealistic for Lamar? Help me understand.
So what is Jasmine
All you're saying is that you want to bet on it. I don't have money to make bets like that, but I would like to understand.
What's Jasmine? Because I've been trying to catch up. I just haven't been reading. What is she saying again? So she's saying that
I don't think she expects Lamar to throw like over 3,000 yards this year. Is what I kind of keep seeing.
And that's because of the loss of Hollywood Brown. Is that
That's
correct?
because of the loss of Hollywood Brown and the addition of Dobbins, that they're going to be a more run-focused team, which they're going to run the ball more, but Lamar's improved as a passer, so they're definitely going to run the ball more. It's not as if they didn't run the ball a lot last year either.
But was that the same thing with when Dobbins came in?
What?
Like
Dobbins didn't play last year though.
Yeah, but when he first came in, his rookie year,
yeah,
did Lamar throw over 3,500 yards? Is that maybe that's what she's going? I think it's
when Dobbins first played.
Yeah, is that 2020?
No, so in 2019 he threw for 3,100 yards. In 2020 he threw for 2,700 yards.
That's what she's saying. So I'm just trying to understand. So she's saying that.
Yeah, I understand.
He's not going to throw more than 3,500 yards because Dobbins is back and now Hollywood is gone. Essentially.
Right. But
okay.
All right. Let's say at worst he throws 3,000 yards this year. Okay. He's improved, so I think he'll do more than that. But let's say at worst he throws 3,000 yards. So where are those 3,000 yards going? Is Mark Andrews going to have 3,000 yards? Catching the ball. Where are those 3,000 yards going? I just don't get why we're upset about Rashad Bateman in the 7th round. So I don't know, man. I don't get the hate, but I don't get how it's not a value there. But again, absolutely respect the take. I don't see many threats in the offense. And I think the 7th round is a good pick for Bateman, but it is what it is. Huge love, guys.
What it is.
Appreciate you guys, and love the debates. Jasmine says 3,300 yards and 26 touchdowns. So I just don't get it. Who's going to get those 3,300 yards? You can be conservative there with 3,300. I think that's within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
So who's getting those yards? I don't know. What can we do? What can we do?
I love it.
All right, guys. Huge love. Enjoy the rest of your night. We will see you tomorrow. Later, Zeus.
Later, Zeus. All love, y'all. 3,600 yards.